Hello and welcome our dear viewers to another episode of your show Hobbies Catalog. For today's episode, our hobby will be composing. Our guest, Mr. Ali, he will tell us everything we need to know about his interesting journey and his hobby. And now, without further ado, let's begin. Welcome back, our dear viewers. Right now I have with me Mr. Ali. How are you, Mr. Ali?
Fine, thank you for having us.
Mr. Ali, I'm really glad that we have you here. For a long time, I was waiting for this opportunity to meet with someone with this hobby, composing. Is that correct? For how many years have you been practicing composing?
I've been composing music for 5 years as for now.
For 5 years?
Yes.
And of course, you've been practicing. I think you accomplished many albums. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've done. Recently, I've finished and released my 5th album.
Just back in these days?
Yes, a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah.
Amazing. And of course, can you tell us the story behind your first project?
My first project. Okay.
There's a story behind it, I think.
Yes, of course. To my first album, to my first song that I ever made. So I was a freshman in university back in early 2017. So I discovered a guy, a composer, a musician that I really like, and he has this song that I kept. What?
Here in Kuwait?
Yeah, here in Kuwait. Yeah. No, the musician is not Kuwaiti.
He's not Kuwaiti.
He's Greek. He's Greek.
Of course, he gave you some ideas.
He's my main inspiration. Yes. So I had this song that I kept listening on repeat for days and days, and it had this melody that I really like. And I thought about, why shouldn't I just play the melody at least? Because it's nice, it's catchy.
You download the app on your phone, and of course you try to do
and I
the
get
melody.
a piano app and a small studio application actually.
Yeah,
it
you
has
can
a piano.
record, you can play.
Yeah,
and,
I can record and do anything. It's a beast actually for a phone. I tried to mimic the melody for a single day or two. And at the end, I came up with something that doesn't sound like the song that I was trying to mimic. So I got something actually unique, if you can call it
accidentally, you did something different.
Different. Doesn't sound like the original track at all. So I was, okay, let's go on. And then I put some notes. I did some progression. And
You show it to the people around you.
yeah, and when I finished...
How did they react?
2 minutes. Like that, okay, you might be up to something. It's like, okay,
there's something going on.
Yeah, at least for me. And I kept going, and I have this like 2-minute song, if I'm correct, or 2.5 minutes. Just a solo piano. If you hear it, you will know that it was made by someone that is very amateur, new to the world of music.
And after that, you found the passion. After that, there's something inside you said to yourself, okay.
It was slow process. I'm like,
So,
let's do
yes, of
let's do a
course.
second song. I did a second song that sounded different.
But how did you felt when you first created that melody in accident? You created accidentally, of course.
Yeah.
You were trying to copy a melody that had been created by another person. And of course, accidentally, you created something else better to your heart.
Yes.
And show it to the people around you. They said, okay, it's amazing. And of course,
I kept going.
you kept going. Editing on it, trying to change something.
I did a second song to a fifth, to a seventh, to a sixth, to seventh. Like, okay, I have seven songs. It was an equivalent of 20 minutes. I was like, okay, let's release it as an album. That was the story of the first album. Didn't take that much. It was in August 2017.
In 2017, you created all these songs.
Yeah, 7 main songs, all on my phone. 20 minutes of music. That was the first step in the journey.
There was no help from anything in the outside.
Zero.
All of it on your phone.
Yes.
And
I haven't even started working on the computer yet.
Of course, you didn't release just albums. You actually did another things like advertisements. I think you told me from before.
Yeah, I did some advertisement music. I did 2 short films. and I'm still working on my third short film, music for the film. Just like the music you see in the movies and the cinemas, I'm doing the same thing, but at a smaller scale.
So you are building the experience.
Yeah.
And of course, before you didn't study or taken any courses of composing and song creating.
No, it was just my
You
guts.
didn't. Only the passion and your phone. That's your first start. And mashallah, tabarakallah, as we see right now that you are going, doing the short films. You just released an album a week ago, and right now you are actually composing a song for a short film.
Yes. And right after that, I'm gonna resume making an album that I have stopped a year ago, because there's so many ideas that comes to you that make
You stopped it.
Yeah, it's postponed because you are excited to do this one other thing. So now after doing the short film, I'm gonna finish an album that it's like on 70% completion. It's actually about my major as an engineer. The album is inspired by my 5 years at university as an engineering student.
I saw the inspiration during your albums. I read the names of the albums and I saw the inspiration. It's actually so close to your major, and you finished studying at the university. You found a job.
Yeah.
You are working. This is great, and of course you're still practicing your hobby.
Of course.
Making your way through. But can you tell me your goals in the future?
My goals,
of course, yes. You are willing. Maybe your goal is actually to compose a theme or song for a long film.
I just want to make music.
Not only short films, maybe a long film, 2 hours.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I definitely want to score a feature film. It's gonna be an amazing experience. It's a way to, for example, my friend, the director of the films that I did, the short films. When I see him, like, this is exactly what I want. This theme, this feeling.
This is how we react.
Yeah, when we finish shooting the movie and editing the movie in post-production, and when we like compose together, I mean mainly me, and he said, for example, Ali, this scene, we need some drama. This scene, we need some horror or whatever. So when I see him, yes, this is what I want. That's joy. When you actually express someone's ideas.
How did you find what he want exactly? He said you just,
of course,
you just
by references.
No, you just told me that this is the feeling that he wants. How did you find that this feeling exactly how he wants?
You see, when
did you read about the movie?
Yeah.
Did you know?
I've seen the
about
entire production.
the
He showed me the script. I've seen the footage, and some references from other major works.
You lived in the moment. You lived in the short movie, and of course.
I was in the set. Yeah, of course.
This is actually one of the most interesting things that you can do during your composing. And of course, you had many difficulties on your way.
Yeah.
We saw many difficulties. You didn't study for any majors or any courses for composing or creating melodies or songs. And but there is one thing I want to talk about, and I want to ask you how you feel about it, which is the composers are always left in the shadows. When there is a song, we know who the lyric writer, we know the singer.
Yeah, you know the singer. Maybe you know the performer, it could be the performer.
Yes.
But nobody knows the composer. The composer is always left in the shadow, at least in modern times, because before, 300 years ago, Beethoven, Mozart, they're the composers. You know them because they created the foundation of music. But in modern times, composing became the composers themselves are often overshadowed. Unless if you are the performer, the writer, and the lyrics writer and the composer at the same time, that's another story. But for most works, maybe except for music, for films and TV, composers are often left under the shadows. And sometimes they're like, I like this song, but who made it?
No one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows.
That happened to me a lot of times. I spent sometimes days trying to find who made this exact song, and I could not find the name.
And do you think that this was actually one of the difficulties, that many people wanted to be composers, but they didn't do it because that composers actually are in the shadow and no one knows about them. They are living an unfair life in their career.
That, yeah. And it depends on the environment. For example, here in Kuwait, Most of the music people I know are either singers or performers. In my life in Kuwait, I only know maybe 2 or 3 composers. That's it.
There are many composers, but no
Yeah,
one
but
knows about them.
you see, most people are driven towards singers and performers, but not composers actually.
There are not too many composers, you mean?
I
Oh,
mean-
there are maybe, but no one knows about them because unfortunately
exactly.
in the
Yeah, exactly
music.
right, yeah, it's the same idea.
So do you think that maybe there's a solution that we can work on to maybe fix this problem? I think so, because unfortunately people need to know that composer actually, it's one of the most important.
It's the second most important thing
Yeah.
in a movie, for example. What drives a movie? It's the music that drives a movie. Any kind of movie. For example, the movie that I'm working on, it's a silent movie. I'm quoting the director. He says, Ali, you are 50% of the movie because it's a silent film. So I have 50 visual, I have 50 music and sound and effects or whatever. So
I saw many movies.
yes.
I saw many movies, and actually one of the most interesting movies that I ever saw in my life, it was back in 2014. In that movie, the most important thing, you know the movie. I'm not gonna say, you know the movie. I'm not gonna tell the name.
It's a goat.
It was the most interesting thing, the most amazing thing in that movie is actually the song, the theme song in that movie was actually, people still talking about that movie,
And the
not
music.
about the scenes,
And the music.
they're not talking about the scenes, they're not talking about the actors, they're not talking about the lyrics writers, they're actually talking about the song, the music, the back theme music, and they're talking about the composer. And
Yes.
everyone knows the composer of these songs. And this is actually an interesting, this is actually a transforming point for the composers, because after that movie and many other music themes, people starting to learn and to know about composers. Still, they are living in the shadows still
Yeah.
until right now, and inshallah, in the future, people will know more about the composers more than the lyrics writers.
And the singers, yeah.
Because I think that composers more important, even the lyrics writers, even the singers, because many times we saw singers that they didn't have the amazing voice, but they had amazing composers, and they created a great melody for them, for the song, which is a transforming point.
And they became a hit.
Yes.
Because the composer is the backbone of any musical project.
And we saw many people try to sing for these songs. They changed the lyrics. The singer, of course, changed because it's an acoustic, and many people they try to sing for it. But the melody, no one changed it because
it could be catchy.
it could
That's
be
the
catchy.
uniqueness of the melody. It could be catchy. So why change it? You can do anything with the same melody.
They changed the lyrics for many songs that we know. They changed the lyrics. The singer is changed. We saw for many songs. We saw remixes. We saw many things, but the melody, the composer did a great job that people didn't change a single thing in the melody.
Yeah.
I can tell you hundreds of songs. I can tell you about that. Thank you, Mr. Ali, for all the information that you gave us. Your journey is interesting. It was a beautiful journey, and I wish all the best for you. Inshallah, we will see you composing melodies and songs for big movie themes in worldwide movies.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, and all the luck and best of hopes for you, Mr. Ali. Thank you. And thank you, all dear viewers, for watching this episode. Hope you like it and enjoyed it, and see you in our next episodes.